Good morning, my fellow traders. Hope you all enjoying your weekend and hope you all had a great week. And what a week it was. A roller coaster rides, ups and downs, lots of things happens. And we had the interest rate decision last week, and which I've been telling you guys again and again what to expect, what not to expect. And the weekend's video is always very educational, very informative. You're going to learn lots of stuff. You're going to see what I do throughout whole week, my trading styles. And talking about that, I'm going to show you a few trades, actually two of them I've taken for the interest rate decision. Now, I don't trade the news, but if there is a condition in combination of the news, then I do take it. But I made sure that I need to come out at the right time. I need to come and cut my trades at the right time, because it's been lots and lots of years I've been watching these type of moves. And very important lesson to learn from those trades which I've taken in my real account. I'm going to show that as well in this video. I'm going to show you the losses I had. I'm going to show you the zones, the commodities especially, that played out very nicely last week. We've been waiting for the price to get to those zones, and with the patience paid off, it played out perfectly fine. The way I've entered the trade, why I've entered the trade, some trades I've not taken, I'm going to show that all, and the trade lists I've sent to the members, the live session, the prediction I've made, everything I'm going to show that as well. So it's going to be really informative. I highly recommend you not to skip the first part if you really want to learn something. And if you trade nat gas, of course, that will help you to do your analysis of nat gas, take an entry of nat gases as well, and all the other commodities. So before I continue, this was the trade I've shown in my last live session where I've set two targets, 1 and 2, that is hit with 1.8 to 1 reward to risk ratio. The trade I've shown last week, if you have seen that video, then you have already seen this trade when it was not moved like this. Now let's start with the commodities first. I want to start with coffee, since I know lots of traders, they love to trade coffee, and it is also moving fine technically. If I talk technicals, from last couple of months I've been trading this commodity and it's going well. Just one trade I came out in the break even, but the other right here, and this one, the breakout trade, was mentioned in the live sessions with my members, and then it moved up all the way to my resistance, and that was also mentioned in my free YouTube videos with the live sessions as well. But nothing was happened, nothing was taken without any sort of guess. We were in the zone, we were prepared, and price formed a nice first top, a second top with engulfing candle, and a massive move has happened. So let's see that what I've said about this instrument when the price was inside, not really moved like this, but I've already informed you guys what to expect. And the way I've entered the trade, I'm going to mention that as well. So let's see the clip and then we can connect the dots from there. Okay, so we had a price inside the major zone. So if you remember, we have pointed out this entry last week. The break was pointed out and we had a nice push up. Now we are in the zone here. So that's a major level. Make sure you're looking at the valid entries from this level. As you can see previously, this level nicely reacted. A nice fall happened from this level. We are getting oversold as overbought as well in the RSI, either my aggressive entry or my double top entry. Once there is a condition, I'll be taking short from here. So keep an eye on coffee as well, guys. We have a nice zone here. Perfect. So what a move we have got here. I mentioned that don't enter the trade blindly. If there is conditions only, then we are taking this trade. A perfect double top. The way I teach you guys every day on my YouTube, when condition forms, there is no ifs, there is no buts. We only take the entry and according to the stops and target. That was a nice 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio trade if you keep your stop loss above this zone. A nice move down, and that is what we call patience and taking your trades with conditions. Then next up, I want to show you silver. Now there are two ways of entering the trades. Either one with aggressive entry and second with less aggressive entry, which is double top. Now this is also not a blind trade. Now in my last weekend's weekly commodity report on 14th of this month, I've mentioned silver levels right up there. That keep an eye on this level and I'll be entering once the price forms a conditions. The price hit the zone, barely hit the zone, which I've already mentioned in my free videos that I've already marked my double top area. And sometimes I give it a go if there's a very minor distance from my resistance above. Now that was also taught in the course, in my course as well. That's very risky, but I sometimes give it a go, because these zones marking is discretionary. It's never objective, because I might be marking zones here and you might have marked your zones here. So that is why I sometimes give it a go. Now with this bearish engulfer, it is a very aggressive entry, but if you look here, that engulfs the body as well. That is why that would be a strong entry, strong aggressive entry, and that nicely played out and would be enough to hit your targets, and that is happened with conditions. That is why no ifs, no buts. Condition forms, you take your trades. And then the price pushed back up, and it is something. Let's do analysis in the analysis part of this video. Now let's move to indices. Now my strategies goes with all the markets, indices, forex, crypto. I'm going to get to crypto as well. Last week we have taken a nice Doge coin trade. This week we have taken an XRP trade. I'm going to come to that shortly. I want to show you one trade here, which is US 30 Dow Jones. Now two entry happens here. If you follow me on YouTube, you know a pullback entry above 50 EMA. That is a 180R target, exactly 133 points. If you trade indices, you know how much profit you can get with this type of moves. Now, here, easily hit your targets, and that is 124 ATR. If you look here on the top, 130 ATR actually, and the price hit exactly 133 ATR. And then it pushes back up. Now, the other way of entering the trade, it is my fib entry, which is exactly at 382 retracement, and the target is 1.618 retracement. But to be on the safe side for the indices, because the Fed interest rate decision was coming ahead as well, that is why we have kept a stop loss and take profit here. And if you look here, that move is easily 275 points. One take profit here, second take profit here. Now nothing is blind. I want to show you the clips from a live session where I've taught this entry, where I've shown how we can enter the second targets. So for Dow Jones, we have a nice pullback entry, bullish, and right here 130 is an ATR. So 130 ATR has been hit, but that is an entry, a pullback entry. But if you're looking at the bullish Fibonacci entries, aggressive entries, that is here till here. So we can still see a possible push up, which is a longer term picture for US 30. Again, we are still bullish for this one and looking to buy again. Or if you are holding the trade, that is a fixed target according to the fib entry. Perfect. What a nice move we have got, and price easily hit the target of this one, which I mentioned in my live session, and till 1.618 retracement. If you are someone who managed this trade, easily hit your targets. Now let's come to the crypto, the way we entered XRP trade. What do you see right here? Now, if you are my student, you know the way I take my trades. Before that, a breakout entry right here, and afterwards we had a new high. Price nicely pulled back and forms what? An engulfing pattern. A very important point. I was aligned with my stop loss. Let's say my stop loss was so tight here, that winner would have turned into a loser. That is what I teach in my course. The way you can set your stops and target. Align yourself with the volatility of the market, not just placing a random stop loss. It is something I teach in my course. Now, right here, we had an engulfing candle and we had a nice push up. Nothing was blind. I want to show you the clips and the way I mentioned this entry in the live session, and then we can see the results here. Pullback entry bullish on XRP. We'll see at the end of the week how this performs and how the strategy works. So we'll see how this goes, and that is XRP. A good example of pullback entry bullish. If you're a future trader, yep, that's an entry here. Nice one. So exactly hitting the targets, and as you can see, the price nicely pushed down afterwards. But like I always say, not taking a profit as risky as not placing your stop loss. For the future traders, you have made some good money if you have taken this trade. Now, trading is not just about winners. I want to hit you with a reality check as well. A very good trade, A+ setup, I would say, which is right here. Now, even though the price pushed back down after hitting my stop loss, I'm going to come to that shortly, but what is the lesson here? First, this is the trade I mentioned in the live session. First, we had an entry condition right here. Now, in the live session, I mentioned that I'm not taking this trade because a pullback is a bit shallow and we're already so oversold that I'm not comfortable to take this trade. But if instead the price pushes back to my previous anchor resistance, in that case, we have a retest, and if there's a bearish engulfer after the retest, that will become a strongest signal. And exactly what I've said there. Price push up, retest with this bearish engulfer, and formed an engulfing candle. A perfect entry for me. Now, what happens? the price just pushed back up, hitting my stop loss. Now imagine if there is no stop loss there. That would be a stress. Instead, I just came out and moved ahead for my next trade. So this was one trade I've taken that did not play out, hitting my stop loss. So if the setup looks so good, that doesn't mean I'm going to increase my risk heavily. But instead, I stay under my risk, I take it as normal, take this trade and stop loss is hit. That is totally fine. Next up, I want to show you this trade. Now, this was sent as a trade alert. Now, if you look here on the best pair, the entry is already set in the live session because when I send this trade alert, the market already moved down a bit. But if you are already in the trade, I just send the target. Now, I've also mentioned if you have already entered, this is a good example of breakout entry as well. Also a good example of a pullback entry bearish. So both entry patterns aligned here. First, we had a nice push up and price forms a bearish engulfing pattern. And then it broken down below as well, which is the breakout. But we already entered early. That is a good signal that we are getting in early so that we can get a good reward to risk ratio. If you would have entered at the breakout, that would have still hit your targets, but in this case, you could have managed your trade to the recent lows, and that could be 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio. So that is the way I do my analysis, take my trades. But I want to show you the clip from the live session where we have entered and mentioned about this entry when the move was not even there. Pattern here on Euro CHF. Keep an eye on this pair as well, guys. A new low we had right here. A bear flag pattern is also forming here. So if that closes as a bearish engulfing pattern, if that happens, if there's a bearish engulfer, I'll go for 20 pips. It's 280 of the targets, but make sure that close as a valid bearish engulfer. So one more potential entry we have found here. Perfect. So you see that nothing was a guess and the price formed a nice bearish engulfer. That was an entry and it nicely pushed down. Trade alert was sent, mentioned about the breakout entry, and this is the way you learn from the trade alert. My group is not about signals. It is never about buy here, sell here, exit here. It is about a screenshot I send you. I show you the way I'm entering the trade and some basic information about your entries. And then I send you the zones as well, major zones where to expect some reversals. If you're a priority member, you get all these benefits. But if you want to learn the full system, the way I enter the trade, the way you can calculate stops and target, everything from beginner to the intermediate to the advanced level. Even if you are a trader already, and if you want to scale up your trading, then go for the full course rather than just getting the membership. If you are a good and profitable trader, need an extra confidence, then go for the memberships and live session as well. Because in the live sessions, we can talk about lots of things and lots of informative stuff that can help you in your trading. And one more trade I want to mention, CAD JPY. Now, this was the perfect entry for me, CAD JPY. And I've also mentioned that I may consider re-entering NZD CAD, which is the second chance entry for me. So, this trade right here hit my stop loss first and then pushed back up, which is totally fine. A part of trading and nothing can be 100%. That is why we have a stop loss there, right? But I've also mentioned about a NZD CAD trade. This was a trade I've taken. Now, last week I've shown you the second chance entry trade, right? This week we have another condition. We had another engulfer. I went a bit lower and there was a CAD interest rate decision as well with US interest rate decision. And I was just looking at the markets here. And I just quickly came out because I don't want to caught up in this move. Because I knew when there's interest rate decision and it was bullish for both. But then what happens? The price quickly fallen down for both US and for both CAD. This is the only move we can expect. But I was already in. I want to show you the real account, which is my IC Markets account right here. And you can see this little arrow. I've entered two trades. This was just a scalp, I would say, for me, because I just quickly want to go in and come out. I want to trade the news, but with my conditions, nothing blindly. The condition forms that I just shown you on Owanda. I do all my analysis and entry on Owanda, and then I take my entries on my platform, which is IC Markets right here. So a trade entered with the news candles, quickly cut my profits, and as you can see, two arrows shows my exit, and then what happens? Price falls. That is what I say. Always cut your profits in time. So the news candle hit my take profit and then it pushes down. Now same happens with one more trade. Now when the interest rate decision came out, I've said that the dollar is gonna get weaker short term. But there's one more factor. A speech there. A speech afterwards. Now the news can only give you a quick move because, of course, if they're going to lower the interest rate decision for the USD going to get weaker. But then what happens? I've been watching these type of moves from years and years. Now, like I said, if the interest rate get lower, it's cheaper borrowing. Business can borrow more easily and they can expand, invest and hire. So that often stimulate growth in a short term, not in the long term. So I knew that it's going to push up and then it's going to push back down as well. It's not going to push up, keep on pushing up if the interest rate gets lower. Eventually it's going to push down for the short term because of the economy growth. That is my own concept. But that's a short term move I was expecting. Now, exactly what happens, I enter my trade at this bullish engulfer, right? I knew when the interest rate is going to release, they're going to be spike up because USD can get weaker short term. And that is a point I need to come out. Now, the keyboard warriors might come and say, Omar, why did you exactly come out at this point? Now, I can show you the proof of my exit, right? And I already mentioned the logic of coming out of this trade because interest rate decision happens. And this is something I've been seeing from a couple of years with experience. And after the move happens like this, the price normally move down. Same happened with gold as well. Now, IC market is connected right here. As you can see, my broker's platform is connected exactly here. And if you look at two entries, one came out early, was a big trade and quick scalp. And this one, exactly at the wick, I came out of this trade. So that is how I made money. With the news, with the technical signal, which is my engulfer, with the fundamental signal, which is signaling the price is going to push up quickly and then I need to come out. Same happens with gold. A quick push up, push down, push up and then fall. And that is why you need to know the right time of exit. Examples right here I've just shown you the trade, the way I've taken the trades. If you don't know how to trade news with technicals, then I've already made a video how to trade news with technicals, and that is in my playlist. There's very important videos in my playlist. I would highly recommend you to watch them. So if you watch my analysis on a daily basis. And now I'm not sure if lots of traders trade zinc. I just recently started doing analysis on zinc because in the live session I have some traders, they are interested in zinc as well. So that is why I want to mention that right here. Now, one of my student in the MMTA full course, he has spotted an entry and he have mentioned this entry in the chat. Now, that time I didn't have this zone. I've drawn this zone in my live session, and because he already knew the zone, he already know the system, he already know the course, he have drawn the zone exactly how I would have drawn it. That is how you can learn, and that is how I mentor. If me and you are on the same stage, then it is a likely chance we both are drawing the zone at the similar level. And what a move we have got here. I want to show you the clip from the live session where in the chat you can see a student has mentioned that it is now in the zone, and I've drawn the zone there, and I mentioned make sure you enter your trade with condition. And what do you see here? A solid engulfer. Now, there was two entries here, if you are my student, and that is something I also teach in my course. One is a 382 bearish entry, which is right here. If you look here with the fib tool, exactly here, that is a 382 fib candle. Now, that would be an early entry if you want to capture a big move by having a good reward to risk ratio. If you're an aggressive trader, you would have entered right here early. But if you're not an aggressive trader, you would have entered at the confirmation by having a stop loss in a different way, the way I teach for all the strategies. And right here, we had this bearish engulfing pattern. Aggressive entry, and I teach you guys in my YouTube videos as well how nicely that played out. So let's see the clip and then we can connect the dots from there. That's a number for the minor zone. So yeah, look for your bearish pullback and or bearish aggressive entries, or bearish double top entries. No conditions, no entry. You can see a possible push up from here as well. But if there is an entry, expect a solid retracement, then a push back up. So yeah, good spot. We are in the zone, but there is no confirmation as of yet. Nice one. So that is what we call patience and taking the trades with conditions, with exact rules, and how nicely it pushes up. Easily would have hit your 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio targets, as you can see right here. Now, one more commodity that played out perfectly fine without any sort of guesses. Now, these are the A+ setup of aggressive entries right here, engulfed the previous candle fully with a wick as well. And that is not something taken blindly. I want to show you first this zone was sent to the members. To keep an eye on this zone, the price has tested this zone multiple times, and we are keeping a close eye on this zone for the potential sell setups on a smaller time frame if the conditions are satisfied. Now, If you're a member on a YouTube, talking about YouTube members, which is just for the YouTube videos, members only videos, not for the reports like this, not for the trade list, not for the live session. But if you're a member, I've mentioned this entry there, and also about the net gas move, which I'm going to get to very shortly in the analysis part. But in that analysis of members only video, I've mentioned this entry. I want to show you the clip from there. If you have a member, you have seen that, and if you have traded that, it has given you a good move down. It was sent to you in the report as well. We're getting this bearish engulfing pattern as well. So looking at that, that would be my sell signal from here. If that closes a bearish engulfer, will be a nice fall we can see from here. Perfect. So as you can see, clearly mentioned, informed my members, it's only $5 if you want to join it. If you want to get extra videos where I give you these type of information as well, you can join by clicking a join button in the comment section or under my video's description. And with a head and shoulder pattern formed here as well, nicely pushed down and just landed at 50 EMA. We'll see how that goes from there. With that, the report was sent about coffee as well. That was already shown in the start of this video. An entry on 1 hour time frame, double top entry, but we were already prepared for this entry where I've already sent these zones to the members to get themselves prepared for an entry pattern from this zone, and how nicely we had a push down. Lots of commodities played out, and after waiting a couple of weeks, the price finally reaches my zone for Forex as well. My favorite instrument. I do lots of Forex trading and recently start commodity trading as well. But right here, what do you see? The price just came inside my resistance. The resistance was marked just above the price, which was already sent to the members. And in this week's report, the price was, we were looking for the potential short setup on the lower time frame if entry conditions are met. And what do you see here? A nice swing high bearish engulfing candle. An entry I teach to my students, an aggressive entry engulfing the previous candle. Fully, I've kept my stop loss above the zone using some discretion. Take profit 1 and 2. If you follow me from a couple of months, then you know, or a year, then you know the way I take my trades. Sometimes I entered 2 trades with the split risk. One has hit the profit and this trade is closed, and second is still running in profit, and my second target is fixed to 1.4 to 1, and this is already 97 pips target hit, and this is something I'm aiming 137 pips. Now I'm expecting some pullbacks and then push down. But if the price pushes up, I've already made this money, and this is already a break even now. If it pushes up, either I'll be coming out at the break even, but I've already made money here, or if the price pushes down, it will be more money in the pocket. Now, similar pattern happens where? On Euro USD, which is right here. Now, I've been sending this report to the members from a couple of weeks. Finally, the price came in the zone, hitting the zone. And as you can see, clearly mentioned that I'll be looking for my sell trades from this zone. What happens? The price from swing high bearish engulfing aggressive entry, and that nicely hit my 100 pips target. 100 pips, it is a good amount of money. Then we had a second target that was set already for me. We'll see how that goes, a break even, or it might give me some more money for the second trade as well. This is closed already and this trade is still active and running. We'll see how that goes when the market opens. That is something you call patience, and with patience you need to wait. Now if you're greedy, you just want to come out at this trade as well. And if you do it again and again, it will hinder your risk to reward ratio. For me, if it pushes down, same like I've shown you for USD CHF that hit my take profit last week. And same, we have a condition here. I'll be patient enough. I've already accepted if the price pushes up, it will be a break-even trade or the more money in my pocket. And now for me, this trade is not harming me because I've already moved my stop loss to break even, got my profits here, and there is no need to get greedy. Instead, try to capture as much as profits as possible. So these were some trades I've taken, and I hope you have learned something out of the way I've taken the trades, some losses, but as you can see, the winners were more good. The winners had more pips, and the risk management, as you have already seen how nicely I've been managing this risk. Now, if you like my system, if you want to learn my system, don't lose more money. Don't just guess in the market and put your ego on the side that I'm not paying someone for the course. Of course, you need to pay someone, me, someone else. If you trust someone, if you have seen the tested results, then you need to pay someone to learn the system, because I do lots of hard work in my Discord group, keeping an eye on the messages every single day. Even I upload videos on weekends, on Friday, on day off. I work 7 days for you guys, and I like this work. I work for myself. So if you are interested to learn, don't lose more money, go for this plan if you really want to learn a full system. If you're already a profitable trader, right here in this plan, no live session, and in this plan you get live sessions as well. But if you get this plan, you get these two for free, and it is a lifetime and one-time payment. You get Discord group and with my AI trading bot as well. So that is it for the first part, and I hope you have got a value. And let's continue with the second part, and where we're going to do analysis of net gas, gold, silver, crude oil, starting with natural gas. So what do we have right here? Now, on Friday, I've already made a video for members only. Like I already mentioned that if you are a member, YouTube member, you get access to these extra videos where some days where I don't upload videos like Friday, I do upload these type of videos on Friday, giving you a bias of the market. So let's see the clip of net gas what I've said in my members only video. Then we can connect the dots and see what to expect from here. Price just broken below with a solid red candle. Now at this point, I stopped looking for a possible bounce from this trend line. I'm no longer looking for the trend line, but instead I'm not bearish for natural gas. So in general, we are bearish and I'm only looking for sell this market. And we might see some sort of correction, could be a retest of the trend line today, and the price will likely to push down. So nice one. So price just broken. As mentioned, that price will be still bearish, and we had a nice move down after my video from the breakout candle. We had an 86 pips move already. Market has made down. Now right here, I want to show you my AI bot on Nemix as well. If you are in my course, then you already got an access. Now on this AI bot with this solid momentum candle, price triggered a signal right at here, an entry point, and according to this AI bot, that hit the take profit. Now I don't trade this bot alone, I'd also look at my confidence. But looking at the break, a solid break, that was already mentioned to you in my last video where I've said that if the price break below, we can see a push down. So with both combination of bot and this breakout candle, that has given you a good money here as well. If you want to get access to the bot, it comes with a full course, totally free. And you can download that and start using that for an extra thing and an extra mate on your side. So the price pushed down, and we are now in a process of a pullback. That was also mentioned in my members only live session. After the pullback, expect a push up and a correction. Now, if you have seen my last video, clearly mentioned that if you are broken below, not just like a wick like this, we can see a push down. We're getting a cross here as well. And I also want to mention a weekly time frame. We are below 50 EMA on weekly time frame as well. On a weekly time frame, we are getting this pin bar and 382 bearish candle as well, which is with a fifth retracement right here, a solid 382 or a pin bar candle. We also have this bearish engulf on weekly here as well. So we can see a possible retest of the zone below right here, a double bottom pattern before the price pushes back up. Previously, we had a move like this on daily time frame. If you look here, the price has broken below as well. Previously, we had a move with a wick, but this time the price broken below the slanted head and shoulder pattern that was mentioned. Now, I'm looking at the zone below, which is right here, 2.634, that goes down to 2.533 on a Nemix. If the price continue to push lower, it is the level I'll be looking to buy this market. So I'm bearish at this point, but I'll give you a condition shortly. But let's see the levels here. Now, the next one we have on capital.com, which is quite far, and a minor level, which is 2.754, that goes down to 2.628. Now, if you go down to Awanda, that is 2.664, that goes down to 2.562, a minor anchor support, not a major one. Then we have MCX, which is quite far. As you can see, these numbers in blue. So you have all the levels for all the platforms now. The support I'm looking at. This is the minor support, not a major support. Major support is right here. And then we have one below. That is quite far. According to the bearish head and shoulder pattern, I'm aiming at least this level. But previously, the price pushed up from this level. That is why I can see a bounce from here, then push down. So for that, I'll keep you guys informed. Now let's look at the entry. So we have a bearish engulfer and a pin bar on a weekly time frame as well. Now for the entries, now I take my entries on 4 hour, and that is something I want to guys to keep an eye on. Now if there is no entry, no need to enter any trades. Wait, sit back, and don't be greedy. We had a break below, signals, lots of time frame signals the price is going to push up. Now if the price pushes up dramatically, don't curse me, because if there is no entry conditions, I'm not taking any trades. But yes, if the price forms an engulfing candle and a condition forms it, I'll keep my stop loss there. What happens if the price pushes up again? Stop loss will hit. I'll be out and look for the next trade for that. So keep an eye and don't take your trades without any sort of conditions. So what I'll be looking at, just a solid pullback. You already got a bearish cross, and with that, if you have a bearish engulfer, now there's a chance of the retest of this trend line. If the price pushes up, opens above in gap, I won't be alarmed. But if the price pushes up and rejects from here with bearish engulfer, and we are below 50 EMA as well, I'll be simply going short and keep on taking shots with the break of structure till this green zone I've already mentioned you. So keep an eye. That is all I'm looking at on all the platforms. That's on capital.com, that's on Nemex, and that's on MCX and Owanda. Just simply looking for your entry. On capital.com, we are just there. If there's a price forms a bearish engulfer, I'll be going short. If the price breaks above 50 EMA, I won't get alarmed. Instead, I'll be looking for the price to head to these highs, these tops, and in that case, there is a chance of the price to push up to these levels, pull back, and just range in between these levels, like I mentioned in my last videos. That is why conditions are very important. But for me, I'll be looking for the sell condition if there's a bearish engulfer formed below. Keep an eye. That is all I'm looking at for my entries on all the platforms. A new low on MCX, all the platforms on Owanda, and on Nemex as well. It's very simple here, very easy. Look for bearish trades only. I've already mentioned all the platforms, the time frames, conditions. Only break above 50 EMA without a condition will confirm a move back to this level, and break above this level will confirm and change the direction. No conditions, no entries. Condition happens, stop loss is there, no need to get scared of. And guys, take your trades on your own risk. If you think my analysis are wrong and not going with what you think, then don't take it. Listen to your own analysis. Next up, we have gold. Now, I've mentioned that I won't be comfortable to enter gold. Now, looking at the Fed interest rate decisions, interest cuts, that is a move we are getting. A dollar is getting weaker. That is why traders want to pump the money here. Now, for me, there was no condition to buy. It is not a valid entry here. But for me, I look for my technicals. Simply, if there's a very likely chance the price is going to reject from this level. And you can see solid pullback. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to buy it again above 50 EMA. But for me to buy, I want to see a solid push up. Doesn't matter if that's with a wick. If that happens, a new high, only then I'll be looking for a pullback entry bullish, and I'll just take long using 180 for the target. So for the buying, it must break and make a new high, and then I'll look for the pullback entry bullish. To sell, we can see a short-term push down. If the price forms a double top pattern, in that case, we have a divergence in the RSI, weakening in momentum. So we can see a short-term pullbacks could be to this recent anchor support, which is right here. So expect a range from this high to this low. If there's a condition here, short-term sell. There's a no zone here, so it's very risky. If the price makes a new high and a pullback, then I'll be going long 180 for the targets. Next up, we have silver. Now looking at silver, that is why I'm saying that gold can still push up, and with silver, if the silver forms a condition, gold can start to push down as well, with silver pushing the gold down, as this sometimes goes mainly and mostly goes side by side. Now silver has broken above the first top, means we are no longer looking for the double top. We are looking for aggressive entry. Let the price come into overbought. If that happens with bearish engulfer, very simple, I'll be going short. For the good entry, look for the double top within this zone. We are now in the major level of resistance, which is right here, these numbers in blue. I'll be only looking for my sell trades if the condition forms. Since the price made a new high, if there is no sell condition, I'll be also looking for my pullback entry bullish to go long using 1 to 2 ATR for the targets. Very simple and very easy. Next up, we have Nemex crude oil. Like I mentioned, we can expect a range up and down, and look for your bearish entries on 1 hour and bearish engulfer happened here, but that was not a valid entry for me. But I'm only expecting some pullbacks and engulfer to go short if there's a valid pullback entry. So I'll be only looking for my sell trade since we are trading below 50 EMA, and I'm only expecting a move down. Maybe it could be to these levels right. As a minor anchor has formed, and we can see a push down and push back up. And once we are broken completely below this low, only then we are completely bearish. Once we are broken above this high, only then we are completely bullish. For now, I'm using EMA for my bias for my short-term sell trade. If we are broken above 50 EMA, then I'll be looking for the short-term buy trades till this high. And for the complete bullish continuation, it must break above, or bearish continuation break below, so we can head to this level below or above respectively. So that's it for today's video. Hope you got a value and hope you have learned a lot of stuff from this video. If yes, don't forget to hit a like button for me. It really helps for the YouTube algorithm. Hope you do it green. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome weekend. Take care.